I think. I have 5 and 7.
Get my quilting board or any of that stuff in.
I might need some help carrying stuff in.
All right, I was looking for pink
Put it
foam.
over there by the ironing board.
We're already going.
Ironing board again.
There's your pink foam.
So 2 or 3 years ago, my sister-in-law's father died of a brain tumor. He was 56 and he had a brain tumor. And so last summer, she had all of his clothes and she called me and said, do you think you could just make a quilt out of his clothes? And I said, oh, what a fantastic idea. So I made one for her, and then I ended up having so many extra clothes, I made one for her father's wife, which is her stepmother, and she didn't know that I was making it, and so I was able to mail it out to her, and it was really cool. She opened it up, and there it was, and that was last February. And so I thought, what a great idea for a hospice, because we have the opportunity to come across a lot of people with a lot of, we have a lot of death and dying, of course, being a hospice. And so the people, I think it's such a healing process to go through their clothes and to piece it into something really cool that they can look at every day and not have clothes like that are just sitting in a bag, which is what happens. Everybody needs their closet space eventually, and so they'll end up putting all their loved ones' clothing in a bag or storing it away somewhere. And so this is a way to use it and to lay it on your couch and to remember the person and enjoy them. And so our first one was my boss, because her husband passed away of pancreatic cancer. And so we were able to make the very first one for her. And now this one we're working on, somebody passed away at Life Care Center, and they were donating all of their clothes. And so the nurse that works over there took the clothes, and we're going to surprise her and make a quilt for her.
We just started sewing, and we had all these long strips, and then we had things like that had to be inset. So we ended up having to cut those long strips and then sew
I
them
told
together.
my friends in other states, in Arizona and Nevada, about our project, and their quilting groups are starting up similar projects now too.
That is so
So
cool.
it's spreading, yeah.
That's great.
Quilting groups are huge. I mean, the women get together, and Nancy has been, this is my first actual quilting group, but Nancy's been a part of a lot of quilting groups over the years, and they're a serious bunch of women that can get a lot done, I think. And so I think this is a great idea.
Not legally, but
Some kind of way to measure.
campaign, the place people.
Take some pieces,
They'll let us use
lay them out,
their
approximate
computer
length.
Nice.
And sew.
Yeah. It's like a space with a screen.
Like
and
Kim
they'll let us
said,
use their space
let's
for
make it
free.
any bigger
And they have the
than
license.
Longer
like
quilt
needed.
took 3 months, 3 groups, 3 groups, and then this, yeah. So I would imagine getting through the summer, and it's busy, so I would imagine on average we could make 3. 1 quilt every 3 or 4 months. Anybody is welcome to join our group.
yeah, Jacqueline's coming tonight.
And we're trying to get some people from the community. Another patient of mine that passed away, the daughter-in-law is going to come. She's a sewer, and so she wants to start. So I think gradually we'll get more people that are from the community when they see that this is a really cool thing and how it all works. I think we'll get a lot of people.
Yes.
Do it.
This quilt, typically when you work on a quilt, you're working with 100% cottons. So they are all the same, texture, thank you. These, we're working with sweaters, we're working with twills, we're working with t-shirts, sweatshirts, stretchy stuff. So that really was a challenge. We had to put a stabilizer, which means it wouldn't stretch on a lot of these. So a little bit extra work involved. And but we couldn't say no, and they said, oh no, this was for this, this was when we went to Hawaii, this was something else. And it's like, okay, put it in, we'll figure it out. This was probably my most challenging quilt I've ever worked on. But I think because it was such a challenge, it was lots of fun, and for the purpose of it too. Terrific.
No, I mean, after the very first meeting, I went out and bought myself a clear ruler. I had a mat.
I need to get one of these roly-poly
A roller
Yeah.
thing.
That is the best way. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe that tool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's really cool.
So we can see that this.
But
yeah,
yeah,
somebody's
these
really
flatted
working on
mats
this one.
is great.
I had a daughter that passed away in '04, and I've had her clothing, and I thought, well, one of these days maybe I'll get around to making a quilt for her. And when they came up with this, I thought, well, I need to learn how to do it, so that's a good thing to do. And it's just been really wonderful to work on this and see the growth and see the memories, and it's just a wonderful group of women. One of those things that I've always wanted to do more of, but
Right. We're gonna do the
I
memory.
had a chance to. Wonderful. I think it's very brave of someone to be able to look at all the pieces and then remember things, and it takes a lot of courage, I think.
Well, I had grandkids coming, and my very best friend had been trying to get me into quilting for years. So she talked me into making a baby quilt, and I got hooked. I'm still learning. I mean, I don't think you ever stop learning when you're quilting. There's always one more little ruler to buy or technique to learn. Well, it's a nice chance to be with the people I work with on a social basis rather than a business basis. And it's doing something I love to do. And I really like the project, like the meaning behind it.
But then we can cut them after we get them on this.
No, mine's over there.
So it's great. I'm definitely hooked on the whole project. Makes you think about, well, maybe I could do this or that or the other for, my own family. And I don't know if I would get to that point, but it allows you to at least have that option to say it again and again to myself.
Is it the wine, Suzanne?
It's the time of day. So 5's across, right?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's right.
But yes, but you're cutting over here, so you move your ruler over.
Do I need to cut in between these two?
I just want to make sure that it's lined up with that black line right here.
Do you do it like 3 times before you actually cut?
Okay.
I'm almost like obsessive about it.
Oh yeah, because I cut it and then it's still brown.
I know.
Here's our first Mt.Evans Memory Quilter. Memory Quilt. Presented to Sandy. There it is.
Wow.
Is it upside down?
Of course.
Sorry.
No.
Here it is.
Oh, that's beautiful. Wow.
Didn't that come out awesome?
It really, really did. Oh my gosh, it's awesome. I love this too.
I know. And then
And
the
the
backing is
I
the.
love that.
Here's her label.
Oh,
Isn't the label awesome?
that's beautiful.
What does the label say?
Yeah, let's come over here. We'll give you a. Pieced and quilted by the Mt.Evans Memory Quilters, Evergreen, Colorado, 2013.
That's great. Did you design those, Nancy?
Nancy.
Yeah, the computers are wonderful.
Wow.
Amazing. So there you go. Now you're ready to wrap it up. It's starting to be awesome. It came out so good.
Aw.
That is fabulous.
It's awesome.
I'm cuddling. That's what I said. I'm cuddling. It's beautiful. Thanks everybody for everything.
It was so much fun.
I know.
It was so much fun to work.
This was the start. This was our honeymoon. That was a t-shirt we got on our honeymoon that I tried to throw away a bunch of times, and he wouldn't let me. This was the swimming trunks that he wore on our South Carolina trip. This is for his birthday party. This was what he wore. And this was the last time that he was up and aware. So this really has a lot of meaning. On our 26th anniversary, we were in Aspen, and I thought that was a really cool shirt. And so I wanted that in there. And this is his party shirt, so when he wore that shirt, it was time to party. That was what we renewed our vows, and it would be 2 years on Monday that we were, on the beach in South Carolina. This was a teddy bear sweater. I loved it when he wore this because when I hugged him, it was like I was hugging a teddy bear. So that had a lot of meaning.
What is this?
This was Lawrenceville Indians. We lived in Lawrenceville for 5 years, and our kids were really active in the program, and we were at the booster club, and Phil coached. And his coat, he loved this coat with the toggles. It was just his hanging around the house, working in the yard. This was a shirt we were going to go to Hawaii before he died, but we changed our mind. But it's kind of a significance of, something we were planning to do, get back to Hawaii. The Chicago Bears cap, I don't think I have to explain anything with that one. He was a Bears fan through and through. He loved the Bears. This is just a really cozy cashmere sweater that was on sale at Kohl's, and it was like a really good deal.
I'm glad that you didn't throw everything away. I think that's, or just give, a lot of people just donate right away. They just clear out the closet, and that makes me sad. I mean, that's what I did with my mom, and I wish that I could have made a quilt that would have been really cool. And so I try to encourage, I tell all of my patients that about the quilting, and I tell them not to get rid of everything right off the bat, just to wait or save your favorite 10 things or something like that.
I had some of his clothes in the closet. I was having a hard time giving them to Goodwill or anything like that. One of my fears was that I'd see someone in the community wearing his clothes. So, so just the whole process of me going through Phil's clothes was actually really good for me. It brought me lots of peace. It kind of made me deal with it and go that next step. And now the result is just this amazing quilt that I'm going to treasure forever.